1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Oregon Quilting, and in this month of Thanksgiving we want to give thanks not only for the people who came here before us and made it possible for us to be here, and to our Lord for all that He's done for us, but we also want to thank the veterans that are continuing to serve us. And we have, as usual, a live audience. And we also have special guests. So we are going to start with Lynette today. And we all have our challenge fabric projects.
Okay, well, I don't know, this time the original challenge fabric was kind of a bright fall with lots of trees and leaves and the gold and some blue, but I put black with it, made little pinwheels, and it turned out pretty gold, but we had some gold from last time, so I just made a little pinwheel placemat, table mat, but actually because the blue and the black on the back, I think you could use it, you know, turn it over, use it either way, but just made some little miniature blocks.
Thank you. And Helen is next. You have David and Goliath again?
I have David and Goliath again. I can't make a quilt unless I do the same thing.
Do the same thing.
And this is one of the patterns I put in, and here is the other one. And I kind of like this one on the left here better than this one on the, and I'm a blue person, so I don't know.
And it's so interesting how different they look. It's the same pattern, the same fabric, but just the way you do it. So there really is no right and wrong way. So if you're just starting out and you think you've made a mistake, no, you're being creative. So thank you, Helen. And Teresa, also known as Terry, is next.
Okay, I had a little catching up to do because I didn't have anything last month.
Okay.
So this is the little block that I did using the little trees, and I believe the orange fabric. And now I'm going backwards a few months. These are little stars, excuse me, where the center is plain.
They are so cute. Oh, look how, those of you who didn't like the seed packets.
The seed packets.
Isn't that cute? And this is the same.
Kind of like a, what is that, an offset square?
Square and a square.
Square and a square.
Okay. Out of the same, oh no, this is the other stripes.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them 2 sets of stripes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one was with that one, kind of.
And this is a star with 4 squares in the center.
These are fun.
And this is another one using the stripes.
There's a lot of movement in this by having the stripes go different directions.
And this, I believe, is from last month with the red little flowers.
Oh,
Red background
I
little
don't
flowers.
remember.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, that's rough.
This is a test.
This is a test. You can leave a comment on the comments page if you go to OregonQuilting.net, and you can leave comments and tell me what month this really is. Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, you're so welcome.
Next, Karen.
Okay, in keeping with my block, I made the same one. I liked these colors because I love vibrant. So it was fun for me. You know, but I looked back over the blocks that I had from before, and I realized that I needed a few more with blue around the outside. So the next ones will probably have blue more around the outside. So when I put them all together, I can interchange the different colors. It's going to be big.
It's going to be big.
Well, we'll have, what, 12 blocks?
Yeah.
I think. So, yeah.
Do you have a king-size bed?
I don't, but I believe in king-size quilts because then you don't have to fight.
That's right. We believe we want peace in the world, and you can start at home by not fighting over the covers if you make large quilts.
And in our house, my husband says, you were giving me the blankets again last night.
Thank you. Grisha is next. Oh, she makes such cute little things.
Yeah, I didn't go with the block. I went with the little owl. It has little pockets you can put your scissors or whatever you want in there. Some people put the wings down to hold their stuff, but I haven't decided if I like that or not.
Isn't that cute? Thank you so much.
You can use that as a pen cushion, too.
Yeah, it's polyfill in there and rice on the bottom so it'll sit
Very
without
nice.
falling.
Walk your boyfriend upside the head with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is Angela's block that she made with challenge fabric, and it's her own pattern, and she's been doing the same one all year long, so it's going to be fun to see her quilt when she has her quilt finished. So, nice, Angela, good job. And now we have Joy, and you went hunting,
Deer hunting last couple weeks ago.
and?
Well, I didn't get anything, but our party did well.
Okay.
This is the challenge fabric. It's called Fly Away Home. And then I put the orange stars in the middle instead of the trees in the middle. So it makes a little bit different look. And making it, you have a lot of little triangles that I just can't throw stuff away. So I made little tiny blocks of the scraps. Thank you.
Ashley, I'm glad you started joining us. You're a welcome addition, not just to Karen's family, but to all of us.
Thank you. Well, using the challenge fabric that you gave me, I went ahead and tried my first one. Decided to go small, just in case, so it wouldn't go through a lot. I do not remember the pattern name, but
That's
I went
okay.
through a lot of Karen's books, and I ended up finding a pattern that I liked, that it was nice and squared, and wanted to do kind of like a window effect with my pattern.
Little teensy tiny blocks.
First ever attempt at quilting. Making
Very
my
nice. So she has two of them. Very, very nice.
twin pattern blocks.
Congratulations. Okay, this is a quilt that Angela made, and last year there was an exchange, and the block, wombat wings, is this part right here. So she put 4 of the blocks together and then did cornerstones and sashing. And then all around the edge, she did, it looks like triangles, but she has a special secret ruler tool, and so they're not, she didn't have to cut the triangles. So isn't that wonderful? So, good job, Angela. And of course, Faith is back with us today, wearing lovely
The green shirt.
shirt.
Gotta sport it. Now, for those of you who say, I'm just a mascot, that I don't sew, ha! I say, I found these on Facebook, and someone had sent them to me and said, you know, this would be cute to use with my AccuQuilt. So I took my circle cutter and I cut the 5 circles. It was, I can't even remember where, I've seen it in a couple different places, but I cut out 5 circles. And what's really neat is you could use it as a little wine cozy to kind of, if you had different ones, different colors, you could give one to each of your friends so that you wouldn't be drinking out of somebody else's glass, because that just wouldn't be right.
Not a good plan.
Also, what I actually wanted it for was you can open it up and you can put your charger for your phone or your iPad or your, if you have like a tablet. Because, you know, when I throw it in a purse, it gets tangled up with everything. And I go to reach for something, and it's just a handful of wires. So why not put this in there, and you just coil it up, you put it in, it all overlaps, and it closes it up, keeps it all nice and tidy. Look at that! Faith actually sewed this. Yes, I know, I'm shocked too. And I made another 50 of them. They're on the table over there that I didn't bring up here, but that's okay. This kind of represents everything. But for those of you that say, Faith never sews, I do. Now, this last weekend, a friend of mine, her name is Jennifer. She can't be with us today because every time we have a taping, she's either out of town or she's had something else going. She had something going last weekend. She had a quilt retreat down at Lincoln City. And she needed somebody to watch her Labrador, Cyrus. Cyrus is a joy. He really is. We call him Chunk 1, and my dog Cujo is Chunk 2. Okay. Because her dog is this big, my dog is this big. So it was really quite funny. For doing this, she made me this beautiful purse. And I was dumbfounded. I thought maybe a little tote. And it's big enough for my little tablet. And I made a little cord caddy to go with it, you know, kind of keeping with the colors. Other side, it has a place for extra pockets, place for my phone. But my phone has one of those otter things so that when I drop it, it'll bounce. So it'll damage it even more. But it won't quite fit in here, but if I take it out, it will. And then it has some wonderful little pockets. I don't know if you can see inside there, but it's got some really cute pockets. And then she made me a wonderful little scarf because she knows that I love blue. So I thought it was very nice, and I thought I wanted her to come visit with us and show us some of the things that she does. But I had fun.
Well, good. You did a good job.
No, I sewed.
She sewed.
And I only had to resew like 3 of them because I did the backwards. Out of like 50 of them.
Okay, all right. Good job. Well, you know I love tools, and I had so much fun. I met some wonderful, wonderful people, and Julie will be sharing in just a minute. But these are just, you know, when you have your sewing machine, you get these little tiny seam rippers. Well, those of us who have arthritis, it just is really difficult. So You can get one of these. You can go to offthewallquilting.com. Off the Wall Quilt. And, but they've got a seam ripper, and there are 2 different size seam rippers, or they also have a stiletto. And of course, all of us, Oregon State, yay, go Beavers! Silence in the room. Yay, go Beavs! Go Ducks! So, we do like, and also something really cool. A necklace, so you don't lose it or misplace it when you go someplace. Now, isn't that just about the coolest thing ever?
Or someone
off
doesn't
the wall.
misplace it for you.
Yeah, so someone doesn't misplace it for you. And then the other really fun thing is the Stella light. And Stella is actually the baby girl of this company, and so they call their light Stella. But it does a lot of different things. The light changes and it gets brighter.
Oh, it changes values.
It changes values, and it changes warm, soft, and natural. I don't want to have it set to. I pressed it too hard. You just barely touch it. And this is cool. Might be hard for the camera, but look at this. You can have it any way you want it to go. It can bend. It can go any place you want it. And the new model, which will be coming out, clamps on your table. So if you want it with your sewing machine, it doesn't take up table space. So, oh, my new cute tools, you know how I love them. And our guest Julie is here, and she's going to be with us all day. So those of you who aren't here are missing a fantastic class, let me tell you.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Julie. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, too. My husband and I own Off the Wall Quilt, and last spring we bought Miller quilts from Margaret Miller, and she's well known for her stunning angle play book.
Angle play book.
I brought it with me.
Okay, look at that.
She makes fantastic quilts that look like they're paper pieced and no paper involved.
Good, because you all know I don't paper piece.
Neither do I. So,
but they all look like it.
They do, they do. So I'll be teaching a class later today on a table runner that's a lot of fun to make and can be made for different seasons and has those precise points with no paper piecing. So I brought our full set, which looks like this, all 13 templates.
Okay.
And I don't know how well this will pick up, but this is what an individual template looks like. This is one of the bigger ones. And so it's a great system. The corners are all mitered, so simply by cutting around the template, your seam allowance is all built in there, and the corners line up perfectly.
Oh, look at that.
And that's how you get the perfect points.
Can you see that? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm taking a class.
And I wanted to do this as a beginning quilter. And nobody told me any different. So one of my first quilting classes was with Margaret Miller, and she was so kind not to tell me that this was probably for someone that knew a little bit about quilting. And I had a great time, and I went home with a block, and people kept saying, "How did you get such perfect points?" And I said, "Well, why wouldn't you have perfect points?" I didn't know there was a way to not make them perfect. I've learned since then.
Yes,
but I've had a lot of fun. And you and I have had a little challenge going recently.
And mine isn't even started yet.
And I posted a picture of a blue and white and black quilt. And Elizabeth said, and we're good friends, so it was okay she said this, she said, "I don't like black and white quilts." And I said, "Well, I don't make those quilts of valor you did, so there." So she said, "Okay, I'll make a black and white quilt." So I said, "Okay, I will make a quilt of valor." And I got one of Elizabeth's panels that she has been sharing with us and added angle play to it. So get it right side up.
Yes.
There we go. Oh, I have the top here. Okay.
Isn't that absolutely awesome? It's just beautiful.
It took me about a week to make.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? So, yeah, it's amazing. And of course, the back is perfect.
Oh, don't show them.
Renee's not here, and neither is Lori's not here. Our paper piecing person. Oh, that isn't it? It just blows me away. So I'm going to learn how to make points and triangles, and let's see, what are these shapes called?
We just call that an elongated triangle. And it really takes the concept of, a lot of times as quilters, we're used to working with squares and half square triangles. When you get to the longer triangles, it's hard to figure out exactly how long to make that triangle so your points come out right. Like I said, now that I know better, I know how hard it is to get that point precisely on the seam. And angle play makes it very easy to do. You can still mess it up, but, I whack a point every once in a while. Not just.
She's trying to make me feel better. So we'll see. And I have not. Okay, black and white has to come. I've got to get this done.
Thank you for challenging me to do this. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. I will get to it. I really will. And you will all see it. Probably not next month. I've got several little projects in between now and then. So Julie, thank you, and I look forward to class later today.
Good, it will be fun.
It will be fun. And this quilt I showed you last year, this was my mother's favorite quilt, and it's all rayon, and then it has satin for the stems. And it's faded. She had it out all the time, and so it got faded in the sun. But it's about, it may have a date on it somewhere. I used to put dates on all my quilts, but it's at least 20 years old. And then the challenge fabric. So for this time, these were my 500 plus leaves. They're all cut out, little tiny pieces. I used Warman Company Steam-A-Seam 2 to iron them. I was going to try sewing them, and I thought, I don't have time. So I call it a walk in the woods. And so I have leaves, and the challenge fabric is tucked in here in several different places. So that's my walk in the woods. That was my challenge this month. So I thank all of you for watching. We're going to have several special programs that will also be on the same channels that you watch this. It will be on our website, OregonQuilting.net. It will also be on our YouTube, which is Oregon Quilting. And we haven't been putting them on Facebook, but I'll need to learn how to put pictures on Facebook. Maybe that's my challenge with black and white, a black and white quilt. So thank you again. I thank our lovely audience who's here. And thank you for all your projects and for watching. And we'll see you next time on Oregon Quilting.
1, 2, 3.